Do you often buy used items?
Not regularly, but I occasionally purchase second-hand books or electronics if they're in good condition. I find it cost-effective, especially for items I don't need brand new.
What kinds of used items do people in your country typically buy?
Thrift clothing, furniture, and cars are quite popular. Many prefer refurbished gadgets as well, since they're cheaper but still functional.
Have you ever sold something you no longer needed?
Yes, I've sold old textbooks and a bicycle online. It's a practical way to declutter while earning some extra money.
Why do you think some people avoid buying used goods?
Concerns about hygiene or reliability might deter them. For instance, they may worry about worn-out electronics or stained furniture.
Do you think buying secondhand items is good for the environment?
Absolutely, it reduces waste and lowers demand for new production, which helps conserve resources and cut down on pollution. One website that I often use for buying secondhand items is called Thriftify. It's a popular online marketplace where people can sell their pre-owned belongings, from electronics to clothing, at much lower prices than retail. The platform is user-friendly, with clear categories and filters, making it easy to find exactly what you're looking for. I first discovered Thriftify through a friend who frequently buys vintage clothes from the site. She showed me a designer jacket she had purchased for a fraction of its original price, and I was impressed by the quality. After that, I decided to explore the website myself, and I've been using it ever since for various purchases. On Thriftify, people can buy almost anything, use smartphones, laptops, furniture, books, and even collectibles like vinyl records. The most popular section is fashion, where you can find branded items in excellent condition. Sellers upload photos and detailed descriptions, so buyers know exactly what to expect. Some listings even include original receipts or authenticity certificates, which adds an extra layer of trust. What I particularly like about Thriftify is its reliability. Unlike some secondhand platforms where scams are common, this website has a strict verification process for sellers. They also offer buyer protection, so if an item isn't as described, you can request a refund. Another advantage is the search function. You can filter by location, price range, and condition, which saves a lot of time. However, one downside is that high-demand items sell quickly, so you have to act fast. I once hesitated on a nearly new DSLR camera, and it was gone within hours. But overall, I really enjoy using Thriftify because it's a sustainable way to shop. Instead of contributing to fast fashion or electronic waste, I can give used items a second life while saving money. It's a win-win situation, and I definitely recommend it to anyone looking for affordable, quality secondhand goods.
Why do you think some people prefer buying secondhand goods instead of new ones?
There are several compelling reasons why many individuals opt for pre-owned items rather than purchasing brand new products. Firstly, cost savings play a significant role. Secondhand goods are often substantially cheaper, making them accessible to budget-conscious consumers. For example, a high-end designer handbag or a lightly used smartphone can be acquired at a fraction of its retail price. Secondly, environmental concerns drive this preference, as reusing items reduces waste and minimizes the demand for new manufacturing, which in turn lowers carbon emissions and resource depletion. Additionally, some buyers enjoy the thrill of hunting for unique or vintage pieces that are no longer available in stores, adding a sense of individuality to their purchases. Lastly, in certain cases, older items may actually be of higher quality than newer, mass-produced versions, particularly with electronics or furniture. While some may associate used goods with inferior condition, many platforms now ensure quality checks, making secondhand shopping a practical and appealing choice for a growing number of people.
What are the potential drawbacks of purchasing used items?
Despite the advantages, buying secondhand goods does come with certain risks and limitations. One major concern is the lack of warranties or guarantees, which means if an item malfunctions shortly after purchase, the buyer may have no recourse for repairs or refunds. Hygiene is another issue, particularly with clothing, upholstery, or personal gadgets, as improper cleaning could lead to health concerns. There's also the possibility of hidden defects. Sellers might not always disclose flaws, leaving buyers with subpar products. Additionally, the time and effort required to find reliable sellers or trustworthy platforms can be a deterrent, as scams and misrepresented items are not uncommon in online marketplaces. Finally, some consumers simply prefer the psychological satisfaction of owning something new, associating used items with lower status or reduced prestige. While these drawbacks exist, many can be mitigated by purchasing from reputable sources and thoroughly inspecting items beforehand.
How has the rise of online platforms influenced the secondhand market?
The growth of digital marketplaces has revolutionized the way people buy and sell used items, making the process far more convenient and widespread. Platforms like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and specialized apps have expanded access, allowing users to browse thousands of listings from the comfort of their homes. These sites often include search filters, user reviews, and secure payment systems, which enhance trust and efficiency compared to traditional thrift stores or garage sales. Another significant impact is the global reach. Sellers can now connect with buyers worldwide, increasing the chances of finding rare or niche items. Additionally, online platforms have introduced features like escrow services and return policies, reducing the risks associated with secondhand transactions. However, this digital shift has also led to increased competition, sometimes driving prices up for desirable vintage or collectible goods. Overall, the internet has democratized the secondhand market, making it more accessible while also professionalizing what was once an informal economy.
Do you think governments should encourage people to buy used goods? Why or why not?
Governments have a strong incentive to promote the purchase of secondhand items due to the environmental and economic benefits. From an ecological perspective, encouraging reuse aligns with sustainability goals by reducing landfill waste and decreasing the carbon footprint associated with manufacturing new products. Tax incentives or subsidies for thrift stores and refurbishment businesses could further stimulate this sector. Economically, a thriving secondhand market can provide affordable goods to low-income households while creating jobs in recycling, repair, and resale industries. However, there are potential downsides. Governments must balance this with a need to support retail industries that rely on new sales. Additionally, consumer protection laws would need strengthening to prevent fraud in the used goods market. While outright mandates would be impractical, awareness campaigns and infrastructure support, e.g., better donation systems, could subtly shift public behavior toward more sustainable consumption habits.
How might the secondhand market evolve in the future?
The secondhand market is likely to grow and transform in response to technological advancements and changing consumer attitudes. With increasing environmental awareness, younger generations may drive demand for sustainable shopping options, normalizing pre-owned purchases even for high-value items like cars or luxury fashion. Technological innovations such as AI-powered authentication tools could enhance trust by instantly verifying the condition and authenticity of used goods. The rise of the circular economy, a model emphasizing reuse and recycling, might also lead to collaborations between brands and resale platforms, where companies take back old products for refurbishment. However, challenges like over-commercialization could arise, with scalpers dominating markets for rare items. Additionally, virtual reality might allow buyers to inspect used goods remotely in immersive detail. While the core appeal of affordability and sustainability will remain, the future secondhand market will probably become more streamlined, secure, and integrated into mainstream retail.